Yo, what up? What's the deal? It's that time, it's that hour. It's Righteous with another video. Alright, so this time we're going to talk about Manny Pacquiao versus Ugas. Ugas. Alright, so one of the first things I want to talk about is Earl Spence's injury. Okay, at first I wanted the fight to be postponed because they said that it was possible that he could come back in 4 weeks. Or maybe a little bit over a month. Now, if you evaluate everything and you pay attention to what's going on with his eye injury, it doesn't seem possible that he could come back. So then, it's better that it's canceled, right? I mean, I would have thought that he could come back by December. That would have been nice, but you can't. You can't give back that money for the tickets. So it's not happening. So another question that's being put out there is there backdoor business going on, or is this a serious injury? So obviously I believe that this is a serious injury. There's a picture of him on Twitter or Instagram with the eye patch on. That people are depicting even the picture of the eye patch one. You know what I'm saying? Like the one that he has up there with that. But still, it's official. Two same injuries on the same card, which is what is causing for people to think it's fishy. So then, people are questioning the price tag of the pay-per-view. I don't care. I already know that there's going to be a fight. At least Pacquiao's fighting, so we can move along with it. But at the same time, the price is a little high because the thing is, most people wouldn't have watched this fight if it was just a straight up card between Manny Pacquiao versus Ugas. So that's the big issue right there. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are going to think that there's some backdoor business going on. Eye injuries come and go, but at the same time, the announcement was the same day and all that for two fighters on the same card. It was a little strange. And if Ugas would have had to fight that same fighter that had the same injury, then who would have Manny fought? Like, Manny wouldn't have had a choice to fight anybody. So there's that. Some weird, funny business going on, but I do think that Earl Spence's injury is legit. So that's my opinion. But it's 50-50 with the backdoor business going on. So how does Manny look and how does he feel about this? So I can't tell you how he feels every day. Obviously, I'm not him. But at first, it seemed like he was a little distraught. He was a little down. You could tell in that video. If you go to his actual official YouTube page, you see he had a little conversation for like a minute or two. And he just didn't come off like the Manny that was prepping for the fight. Obviously, he's had to change his tone a little bit because he feels concerned about Earl Spence. So that was a little weird to see. But at the same time, he's back to business. He already had a presser with Ugas on Fight Hype. You could check it out. Plenty of media picked it up. There was questions about the WBA title because obviously they hold the same title. On a side note, there is a suspension going on with a judge that is a part of WBA, and she made a terrible decision last week. I didn't watch it. As you guys know, I'm still on my way back to YouTube and whatnot, so I'm still trying to catch up what's going on with the boxing world. But it is good to see that because the commission is weighing down on the WBA and their president, so that's good. But yeah, that still allows Manny to know that when he goes to his fight, there's going to be some kind of extra eye on that, whether it's the judging or the title or whatever. But going back to the fight itself, I think it's going to be a close fight. Obviously, both guys feel like they're the true champion of the welterweight division with the WBA on the line. And Ugas is a technical fighter. He had a really good fight versus Sean Porter. I actually had Ugas winning that fight versus Sean Porter, and I thought he won the fight. But, you know, is he prepped for Manny? 10 days to prep for him? Yes, he is ready. I think he's more dangerous than he would have been if he would have had a full camp. Um, he lives here. He's from the Hispaniola lands. I know you guys know about that I'm from those islands and stuff like that. New York, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Puerto Rico, all that. I'm from those islands. I know that those guys are courageous. They egotistic, just like any other nationality, just like any other background. But when it comes to that big stage, we want it just like any other people. So I think it's gonna be a close fight, and I'm predicting that at the end it could get a little dirty. It could get a little uh, close, kind of like a Jeff Horn type vibes. You know, some dirtiness going on a little bit here and there, but not to like a degree where the whole fight is like that. Because he doesn't, Ugas doesn't fight like that. It's just that the size difference is gonna be there. So if there's some frustration on the Ugas side, I would for sure foresee that coming. Um, I don't see Manny losing this fight. Now, don't get it wrong. Ugas is a technical fighter. He can create dilemma for Manny, but you know those first few rounds, Manny's gonna be getting his points in. He's faster than Ugas, and Ugas, he's just he can't do the wild style like Earl Spence. Earl Spence brought like kind of like a wild card to that fight. So that's why I thought a lot of people wanted to watch that fight, because you know he brings some youth and some energy, and he has some length, and he's just a pound for pound fighter, man. He's an A class fighter. You know, Ugas is not really on that level, but I'm not saying he can't fight those guys. It's just not the same. You know, the stamina and whatnot, and the output and the volume. So Ugas is definitely gonna bring it, but it's not gonna be the same. So it's gonna be more of a technical fight. Manny's gonna probably beat him to the punch. So I got it 8 to 10 rounds, more or less. Is gonna be either a KO, a knockdown, or something like that. If you're betting, I'm going for Manny. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at. But he is getting older, so it's something to point out. What's next for Manny? I'm still not sure. Obviously, you got Crawford. You know, Khan is saying he's in his corner. You got Sean Porter, and then you is possibility of Errol Spence, and maybe if Floyd wants to put his name in the hat, that would be interesting. But let's see. You know, then we got the political side. Not too many people fond of him. You know, I've had some conversations with some Filipinos in supermarket or in Ubers, and a lot of times they're not really too fond of him on the political side. So Manny's true passion is boxing. His job is to be a politician. So I know that he's gonna at times favor boxing. He's gonna try to give it his all to create more of a legacy. But the problem here is that when it comes to Earl Spence, if he beats Earl Spence, let's say down the line, it might not be as legitimate as it would have been if he would have fought him now. So, you know, being that we've had so many cancellations this year, whether it's Teofimo Lopez or Tyson Fury, it's just hurting the boxing fan. But at the same time, Manny knows this too, so he might have to reconsider all of this stuff and just try to prolong it to get another big win, whether it's versus Crawford or Sean Porter. So that's it. That's my breakdown. Keep liking, keep subscribing. I'm sorry that there was some issues with the audio, but you know, I figured some things out, and I hope that this is enough right here. I'm gonna be taking it to the studio grounds. So if you guys like what you see, you already know. Subscribe, like, comment, share.